Hey everyone, I am Coach Linda, and this is 100 Days of Purpose. Today, our topic is going to be our thoughts. Mhm. Because we have to understand that what we think becomes what we say, and what we say becomes what we do, and what we do becomes a habit, and habits define our destiny, habits define our path, habits begin to create the environment, the circumstances, the situations that we find ourselves in. So when you think about your thoughts, what are you thinking? Are you thinking negatively all the time? Are you thinking positively? Are you delusional with your thoughts? Are you realistic or logical with your thoughts? Based on that information, you can then determine what needs to transpire in your life, or how you need to change the way you're thinking, or how more you need to think the way you think. Okay. Um, it is important that you understand how your thoughts will impact your life, how your thoughts will impact others. So, case in point is this: there are people in your life that think poorly of you. They think that you are a bad person, they think that you're lazy, they think that you can't accomplish anything. They think you'll grow up to be like your dad, or you'll grow up to be like your no good this or that, your uncles, or whatever it is, your bloodline, right? And they will begin to put their thoughts on you, and they will even speak their thoughts. Maybe you guys had a situation where you said something rude to them, and so now they see you as a disrespectful person, and so every time they come in contact with you, they think that you're disrespectful, so they treat you in a manner that they feel that you're going to disrespect them. And then, because they are talking to you a certain kind of way, or dealing with you a certain kind of way, and that makes you feel a certain kind of way, you then become that disrespectful person. You then become exactly what they thought you were. And you can say to yourself, well, that's not me. I'm not trying to do that. That's not how I operate. I treat everybody the same way. But if time after time after time somebody is thinking wrong about you, and they are portraying that, or putting that on you, right? They're making you feel that they are uh, saying things that are making you feel a certain kind of way. At some point, you're going to then become what they think you are. Just like there's a saying, I believe it's in Proverbs, it's in the Bible. It says, as a man thinketh, so is he. If you are thinking a certain kind of way, if you are behaving a certain kind of way, that is going to play out in your actions. That's going to play out in the words that you say. So if I'm thinking I'm a bad person, or I'm thinking that I can't do something, or I'm thinking that people don't like me, or people are hating on me, or whatever it is that I'm thinking, that's going to start to color my words. And then I'm going to say things like, all men are dogs, or everybody hates me, or nobody supports me, or whatever it is. And then I'm going to start to see that when I need people to come in and help, there's no one there to help. When I need people to give me some good advice, there's no one there to give me that good advice, because I put out into the atmosphere that I'm a lone duck, that I'm all by myself in this thing. And so now people are going to live that out. They're going to make that happen. Okay. And so we have got to understand what we are thinking, and how that affects us, and how that will then show up in our lives. Because, like I said at the beginning, what you are thinking becomes the words you speak, becomes the actions you take, or the decisions that you make, and those then become habits. And habits then define exactly who and what you're going to experience. It begins to define all of the things that you are experiencing even in life right now. So if you are experiencing a lot of failure, ask yourself, how am I thinking? Because if you're thinking you're a failure, if you think it's going to fail, if you think that you can't accomplish something, then you're not going to be able to accomplish that thing. You're not going to see success. And as a person of purpose, it's important that you understand that. It's important that you realize that. It's important that you allow yourself to think, am I being my worst enemy right now? Is my thoughts killing my dreams? Is my thoughts keeping me stuck? Is my thoughts catapulting me into disaster or into success? Most times when people come to me, they have this pattern of failure. They have this pattern of, I'm trying to move ahead in life and I just can't seem to move ahead, and I don't understand the meaning of life. I don't understand why I'm here. I don't understand why I can't seem to get unstuck. And so that's why I ask those questions. What is your pain? What is the resolution? Why are you stuck? What's the process and what's your first step? Here, your first step would be to change the way you think, because your thoughts are going to define you. Your thoughts are going to shape what you experience. Your thoughts are going to tell you whether you're going to be successful, strategically, intentionally, on purpose, or you're going to be a failure on purpose. Nobody wants to be the failure, right? We all want to have that better life. We all want to live life to the fullest. We all want to be able to embrace life and say, we understand why we're here. We understand what it is that we must do. And even though the bad times come, we can plow right through them, because we understand that it's only to make us better. It's only to sharpen us. It's only there to kind of smooth out the fine lines, right? It's there to smooth everything out. It's to keep our edges from being rough. You know how they say, so she's just rough around the edges, or he's just rough around the edges. We understand that those things that come into our life that are difficult, those things that come into our life that cause emotional stress or mental stress, those things aren't there to wipe you out. They're not there to defeat you and overcome you and to stop and block you. They're there to smooth out the rough edges. They're there to give you that thing that you're lacking, that one little thing that keeps skipping in your life. It's there to say, okay, this is why this thing keeps skipping. That's why you can't connect all the dots, because you were missing this little thing. You were missing this little character. You were missing this little trait. And so now that you've gotten this trait through this difficult situation, through this process that you have to go through, now you can be successful. Now you can try it again and it's going to work, because now you know what was missing. Now you've learned the lessons. We talked about that a few days ago. Lessons learned. Now you've learned the lesson. Now you can be trusted with this information. Now you can be trusted with this success. Now you can be trusted with the things that are coming your way, the goodness that's coming your way. But you couldn't be trusted a while back because you wouldn't have known how to handle it. You wouldn't have known what to do with it. And so when you really start to think about everything that you're going through, there's that word again, thoughts. When you start to think about it, what are you thinking? How are you thinking? Because that's what's going to bring the outcome. That's what's going to bring the outcome. And if you want a good outcome, if you want a positive outcome, then you've got to think positively. You got to say, no matter what I'm faced with, no matter what it looks like right here, I can and I will do this. I can and I will do this. And I'm going to not be deterred by these things. I'm not these obstacles that I'm faced with. They're not going to be the thing that takes me out because they don't have the power to do so. Only I can give them the power, and the way that I give them the power is through my thoughts, through my words, and through my actions, through my habits. But it starts with that thought. So what are you thinking? Maybe you're saying, well, Linda, that sounds good for you, but you don't know my situation. And I probably don't know your situation. But guess what? Your situation couldn't have been any worse than my situation. Your life couldn't have been any worse than my life. When I got the revelation that I could change my life by thinking differently, I worked on my thoughts. And did it change overnight? Absolutely friggin' no. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. But the more, and even now I have to tell myself, sometimes I have to hit myself and be like, girl, why did you think that? Stop thinking that way. Because it's easy for us to think the worst. It's easy for us to see the worst. It's easy for someone to come up with a negative thought or negative words, and we take ownership of those words and begin to think them and then play it out in our own lives. It's easy. That's the easy part. The part that requires work is to say no. Even though everything about this situation says that I should fail, I am not going to fail. Why? Because I'm going to learn the lessons. I'm going to go through the hard times, the difficult times, the good times, and I am going to be successful. Why? Because I was created for this. And so when I look at what I've gone through in my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the intolerable, when I look through the frustrated moments, when I look through the over exciting moments, and I look through all of that, I pull out every good thing. And well, Linda, how is something good when it was a bad situation? There's always something you can learn from even the worst of situations. The worst people, you can learn something from them. So that's why I call it lessons learned, because you don't have to go through it. You don't have to experience it. You can see somebody else go through it and say, okay, take some notes here. So if that ever comes my way, I know how to avoid it taking me down the road that it took that one down. You don't judge them for it. You learn the lesson, because we're all trying to get to our destination. And that destination is not in a low place. That destination is a high note. It ends on a high note. But you got to be willing to navigate this thing called life. I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. My business is Destined to Be You, LLC. If you need help finding what your purpose is, understanding purpose, because many times you can't locate what you don't understand. And there's so many people out there talking purpose, and so many people throwing that word out and throwing out definitions and giving you strategies to find your passion, find your destiny. It's faded to you, and it's all of these words. But I have the key that's going to clear all of that up for you and put everything in its proper position so that you can live the life you were created and designed to live. And again, it's not ending in a low note. It should not end in a low note. It should end on the mountaintop, because that's what you were designed for. So as I say, only those that can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. Dare to be you, and the world will adjust. I am Coach Linda, and this is another segment of 100 Days of Purpose. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. We're doing 100 days of this, And so far, by the grace of God, I have not missed a day. So we're going to keep moving and trudging right along. I believe today was day number 41. So we're moving right along the little scale on up to 100 days. And when we get to day 50, we're going to celebrate. When we get to day 100, we're going to celebrate. Why? Because you guys will have ammunition in your arsenal to be able to begin to walk this thing called life on purpose. And if you really want to make the maneuver and change and get the structure of everything, you can do it on your own. Or you can say, you know what? Let me go to Coach Linda. So one, she can give me the techniques and the strategies that I need, but two, she can hold me accountable to do everything that I'm supposed to do so I can see the success and be able to embrace life the way that I was meant to embrace life. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with saying I need that accountability, because we all need accountability. I'm holding myself accountable to you right now by saying I'm going to come on here 100 days starting January 1st. I'm going to come on 100 days and I'm going to talk about purpose every single day that I come on. You guys are holding me accountable. If I don't show up, guess what? You guys can say, hey, look, Linda, where are you? I thought you said you was going to. You see, we all need that accountability. We all need that help. My accountability is to all of you. Your accountability will just be to one person. Makes it easier for you. Anyway, you guys be blessed, be encouraged. Until tomorrow, we will be back tomorrow with another tidbit for your life.